What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Over the Octagon podcast. What a banging weekend of fights. We had UFC London, LFA 204, watching our boy Joe Giannetti get a big-ass win for the first time in LFA. NCAA Wrestling, shocking underdogs coming out on top. Man, what a banger weekend. Can't say much about it, but if you're going to watch this episode, make sure you subscribe, like the video, follow the TikTok, the Instagram, the X, the whatever you want to follow us on. Help us support us. We're growing. 2025, we in this thing. Let's run it.
Blood is on the steeple, there's murder on my mind. Guiding all the people to a pretty suicide. I want to live forever, you live forever. I'm lying from the sun. I can't fucking wait. I don't want to spend my life with you. I don't want to do the things you do. I just want to castle in the darkness and never lose my youth. Never lose my youth. Strange things are coming. At night I feel alive. There's no sense in running. We're living just to die.
This is Over the Octagon. Welcome to the shit show.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. What's up, baby?
What's happening, bro?
Dog, man. I mean, not normally you get to see my beautiful face at the very beginning of an episode, but hope everybody enjoyed my intro. Maybe more to come on that. I just got to work on my practice a little bit. Murphy takes that for the charm, but hey, it is what it is. We're here, baby.
Yeah. I was just talking to a camera all fucking weekend by myself. So I was like, you're doing this one.
I'll jump in every once in a while, but it is what it is. But we're here.
We're here, bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
hell of a weekend for fighting. Great week for you. For some reason, your luck this week has been absolutely bonkers. Pulling a fucking McGregor auto.
That's the other thing I was trying to think of. I was telling
bro.
I was telling people about
Look at that beauty.
yeah, out of 50. I was telling people at the fights, like, I was like, you guys just don't even understand. Before Joe's fight, I was like, you guys don't even understand the week that we've had. He's winning. It's already a done deal. He's gonna win. Trust me. And I was telling him stuff, and then I was like, there's one more thing too that happened. I couldn't remember what it was. That's the McGregor. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
How could I
forget.
forget? How could I
beauty
forget?
you pulled, and then man, shout out to our boy. We'll start this out. Shout out to the boy JoJo. I mean, big fucking win, dude. I even texted you last night. We were watching this LFA card, and it went badass, like fucking 30-second finish.
16 seconds.
Badass second, or the second fight, badass finish. And I texted you.
Kimura,
I
yep.
was like, dude, what the fuck can Joe do to just make this card even better? And then,
Yeah, the guy
the
Dave.
story was written, dude.
The guy Dave was who was sitting next to me that trains at Morcelli BJJ with him. I hope I'm saying that right. He said the same thing. He looked over to me, goes, "The fuck is Joe gonna do?"
Yeah. Like, dude, what more could have gone right in that fight last night? I mean, we even said it. Like I told you, I told Thomas last night when we were watching, I was like, dude, Joe wants to make a name for himself. I was like, but after those first two fights, what the fuck is he going to do to even show them guys up? And guess what he did? Performance of the night. That's what he did.
Performance of the night, yeah. He got
Damn
himself
right.
a nice little bonus.
Let's go, man. But yes, shout out to the boy Joe. Murky, first of all, start it out. Tell us about that trip. Let's just
So,
go right into that.
there's a vlog out now on YouTube. You can go check that out. Yeah, I mean, went up to Connecticut on Friday. Checked in a hotel, went to the casino where the fights were, hung out, just did some normal walking around stuff. That place is, I mean, it's like its own zip code, man. There's like 4 hotels, 3 different casinos, 8 parking garages. I mean, it's an entire Tangier Outlets set up. I mean, it's bananas, but I got lost like 8 times Friday night. I watched the ceremonial weigh-ins, which I didn't even know were happening. I just happened to stumble upon an LFA stage, and I talked to this guy. I was like, what's going on? He's like, ceremonial weigh-ins. I was like, oh, sick.
Yeah, I'll stay.
So I caught that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Saturday got some New Haven pizza. That Frank Pepe shit. Went and got some pizza. Back to the casino, went to the fights, met a shitload of people, met a lot of Skeletor Army fans, met a lot of Joe's friends, his wife, training partners, a lot of people. He went out there and fucking dominated. It was awesome. It was crazy. He had a lot of people there, dude. The crowd was going nuts.
Oh, I bet. I mean, it like I said, it couldn't have gone any better for him. If you don't know who Joe Giannetti is, just research our freaking videos. You'll see about 5 interviews we've had with Joe coming out of that Massachusetts, Connecticut area. Like, Dana, call the man.
Yeah.
Give him a short notice fight. Give him whatever he needs, man. The guy's there. He's locked in. We want to
so he dominated. I met up with him, briefly at the after party afterwards just to show love, say what's up. And then I dipped out early this morning. So I did text him this morning because he had said when I left the club last night, he said, hit me up in the morning. We're all going to go out, get breakfast, whatever. I left super early. I wasn't sticking around for that. But I did text him, say, yo, thanks, but I got to go, dude. I'm tired. I got 5 hours. And he texted me back at 11 o'clock and said, I was in the casino till 5 a.m. I just woke up. And I was like, all right. And I was almost home by that point. So, but yeah, shout out to him. Dude, LFA, great event. Like, I had a fucking incredible seat. The whole main card, every fight was a finish. Like a front kick to punches, TKO. A nasty Kimura. Obviously, Joe's stoppage. That really, like, he had that dude locked up in a triangle and then was just beating on his head. The guy couldn't do nothing. Co-main event, the dude was eating punches. He was blocking punches with his face, and then he ended up putting the other guy on a stretcher.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Thomas was like, when's the last time you seen a fighter get taken off in a stretcher?
Dude, it was brutal, bro. That was a brutal knockout. It was just a great, I
will say this
weekend.
though, LFA had me and Thomas so lost last night. When I was texting you last night and I was like, what fight is this going on right now? Because
there wasn't
LFA,
one, yeah.
During the break of the co-main and the main event, they showed a prelim fight.
Yeah.
And me and him were lost, dude. We were about to get off because we didn't know what the fuck was going on, dude.
Yeah.
We were like, this isn't a fight. What is this? And then and then all of it out of nowhere, it was like, thanks for recapping our preliminary fight. And we were like, what the fuck? We've been watching.
I don't know if maybe they had I don't know if maybe they had like a block of time they had to take up or something. Yeah, that was weird. I have no clue. But yeah, it was solid.
Go watch the vlog. If you really want to see what happened, go watch the vlog that Evan put out. Should be up now. If you're watching this video, just go back. It'll be the video before this one. So, but yeah, man, I'm glad you had fun. Wish me and Nasty could have been there. Obviously, it's hard for us to even get up that way, just being where we're at. So, but hey, if you want to come down to down south, then we'll make that trip for sure.
We'll be in Atlanta in June, baby. Don't worry about it.
June. I know. But yeah, other than that, we had UFC London.
Yeah, so let's dive into that. Let's get go all through UFC London, man, because that's what it's all about. Sean Brady.
Sean Brady, your boy.
Sean fucking Brady, dude. It went exactly how I thought it was gonna go. Mounted guillotine. I bet on a submission at plus 400. I picked him by submission. Which, I didn't realize, I guess, that Leon's never been finished.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's an impressive win. Even Bilal. Bilal doesn't finish anyone, but even the champ doesn't get a finish. Yeah. True. So, Sean Brady did it, dude. He went out there, he did it. Now you have people really talking like Sean Brady deserves the title shot. Then you have people that are like, should Sean Brady get a title shot over Shavkat? And all this stuff. I think listen, we can talk about the fight. There's not much to talk about. He dog walked him. I mean,
Dog walked him.
Start to finish, dog walked him. I mean, Leon did nothing. He had not a positive moment in there, even in the striking. Like, we know Leon's striking's good, but dude, if you look at the numbers, he barely hit him. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he had no chance to.
Yeah, the way that Brady was able to set up his takedowns and get him down and then keep him there.
Dude, the whole second round he was on, he didn't even get a chance to get up.
Nah, he dominated him, man.
So, I mean, it was a very big mismatch for Leon, and we've seen now 2 mismatches in a row. It's clear as day that he does not fare well against anyone who has a fucking slight chance of grappling against him. Plain and simple. I think him versus JDM would have been a way better fight for Leon. It would have favored Leon a whole lot better now that I see what happens. And even Leon Shavkat would be a good favor because Shavkat's not a grappler like that. He's a striker,
right,
too,
not like Sean Brady. Yeah,
no, hell no. Sean Brady Bilal is definitely the fight that
it would be interesting. Make. It would be interesting to see how that rematch would go. I mean, you think about it
last night. Shit,
you think Bilal beat Sean Brady. And it was the first loss in Brady's career. And afterwards, Sean Brady was like, I'm thankful it happened.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be humbled to come back and.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a I don't know. Because he never really struck me as like a cocky type guy.
No,
you know what I mean?
Like, not like humbling, but like sometimes you just got to realize that like, you got to, sometimes it happens, Sometimes
I think it was just good for him to learn. Like, you know what I mean?
And
like
it was earlier. It was earlier in his career too. It wasn't like it was a couple years ago that it happened.
Sure.
So
yeah, I think he was 15-0 when it happened, and he's 15-1. He's 18-1 now.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, he's had a couple more fights to rebound from that.
Yeah, he beat Gilbert Burns.
His last few have been great.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, he looked phenomenal. My personal opinion. Looking at welterweight, and I don't have the rankings up. This is just going off what I know, and I mean it's pretty obvious. Like, to me, Shavkat is still the fight. I do think it's ridiculous that they gave it to JDM, given the circumstances, but I think Shavkat's the fight. I think you do. I think you do. Sean Brady versus Ian Gary. That's what I think. I think that's interesting stylistically.
I think we'll see exactly what we just saw, man.
Yeah, but there's a difference because we've seen Ian Gary grapple. You know what I'm saying? Ian Gary has grappled to victories within the last year. Like,
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So like he's more comparable and he's incredibly talented on the feet.
Sure.
So I think it's a harder fight, arguably, for Sean Brady than Leon Edwards is. And I just think, like, with how close Ian Gary's fight was with Shavkat, how well he fought Shavkat, if Rachmaninoff is going to get the next title shot, I think, you don't want to see Brady just doing nothing. He kind of already doesn't fight that often. I'd like to book him against Brady, again this year, and then winner of that gets the next one.
How long did they say Shavkat was out for?
I don't know if I've heard, really.
Honestly, we don't know what's going to happen in this JDM Bilal fight. We may have to see a number 1 contender fight between Shavkat and Sean Brady.
Yeah, imagine what happens if JDM knocks him out?
Knocks Bilal out, or what happens if it's a scrap and they injuries happen, or you never know what could happen. I mean,
yeah,
if you get knocked down or knocked out, that's 6 months minimum off.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think if Bilal were to lose that way, I don't think the UFC would be too keen on giving him an immediate rematch.
Hell nah, he wouldn't get
especially
an immediate rematch,
especially not with guys like Ian Gary, like Shavkat, now with Sean Brady.
His first title defense.
Yeah,
you don't get an immediate rematch by losing your first title defense.
Yeah, they didn't give one to O'Malley, and O'Malley's arguably, people would say he's the biggest superstar the UFC had at the time as a champion.
I honestly wouldn't hate and this is going to sound crazy because I still believe Leon's striking is world class. I still believe that. Like, granted, he's getting his ass fucking beat by grapplers who get him to the ground, but that doesn't take away from his striking. I mean, it was clear that when they were on their feet, when Brady wasn't pressuring him, Leon was getting the best of the striking exchanges just from crisp strikes, you know? I would love to see Leon Edwards versus Ian Gary.
Yeah, I just don't know if it does anything for Ian Gary. I really I know former champion. I mean, dude, I don't know. Like, this was a really bad loss for Leon.
It was. And he's gonna have to have a
come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, for
he
sure.
needs to have a little bit of a come to Jesus.
But
moment.
He has to fight a striker next, man. He's got to. If they put him up against another grappler, dude, it's not going to be great.
Yeah, no.
He's got to fight a striker, dude. And that's why I like O'Malley. Like, I would love to see O'Malley fight, the same with Corey Sandhagen. Like, that fight, that's a stylistic, beautiful fight that I would love to see,
Yeah.
Same goes for Leon Edwards. I want to see him fight another striker, man. Like, give him a striker, dude. The guy he did win and defend his belt. Yeah, he lost to Bilal, but he also got wrestle fucked. And then Brady, he got just demolished on the ground. Like,
yeah. I mean, and I mean, at least Brady gets finishes.
Yeah, no doubt.
And Brady did exactly what he said he was going to do. Like, and I think
he'll be a respectful champion if he wins. I think I could see him being a champion.
Who's Sean Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his striking looks a lot better than it has before. That was how the fight against Bilal went. Like, Bilal just beat him up on the feet.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't a grappling match. Bilal just outboxed him.
I don't think he has heavy hands, though.
Sean Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
I didn't see his hands really affected Leon that much last night.
I'll tell you this.
Definitely did.
I'll tell you this. 5 of 7 for takedowns.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So 5 of 7. I mean, that's elite, like percentage.
Yeah.
But what's more impressive to me is the striking. But a lot of those total strikes obviously came on the ground.
Yeah, for sure.
But what the numbers that really astonish me are Leon's numbers. Leon had 23 total strikes in 4 rounds.
Yeah, he was on the ground most of it.
He had 5 punches around, 5 strikes around.
11 minutes of control time. That's 2 full rounds of control time.
2 full rounds, yeah.
Yeah, and he got submitted, obviously a little over halfway through the 4th round. Or is it right in the 4th round? What
about half.
Halfway, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, like 2 full rounds of grappling. Like, that's insane, bro.
Yeah, if he got him down, he wasn't letting him back up. He dominated him. He really, because of that, he just eliminated the factor of Leon's striking.
Yeah,
100%. Leon can't get back up. And also, he did it. He went into England and did it, just like Bilal did.
Look at the total strikes, 221, but significant strikes, 57.
57. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, all around, piss poor performance from anyone from the UK last night. I mean, they did not show up, dude. It was a very blah fight night last night. It's not great.
I mean, even your co-main event, that was really an uneventful fight. Carlos Uber.
I personally thought Jan Blachowicz won.
Yeah, and it was a unanimous 29-28 win for Carlos Uber. Yeah, Jan's chin is one that needs to be studied too. As old as he is, and nobody's finishing that dude.
No.
And it's just for as old as he is, for that to be a thing is unheard of.
I will say this, call it a hot take, but I tweeted this last night. Dude, Jamal Hill beats the shit out of Carlos Ulberg.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, dude.
Yeah.
It's now clear to me that Ulberg, I don't think, is good enough to beat Yuri, Jamal Hill, or Alex Pereira.
Yeah, we'd have to. He would need to show us something different. I mean, it's weird, right? Because Jan always gives the best guys tough fights. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but
he went to a draw with the champion. He
sure.
he lost a decision to Alex Pereira. He beat Izzy.
I just think that's 'cause
Obviously,
he's
Izzy up a
tough.
weight, but yeah, he's just tough. It's a tough fight, is
And
my
they're
point.
always, I
Like,
think, were they 3? No, he only fought how many? When was the last? He fought 5-round fights too. So
yeah,
this was a
yeah.
3-round fight.
Yeah. And so my point in saying that is I just think it's kind of tough to judge somebody's performance based off a Jan Blachowicz fight.
I
You
just
know what I
didn't
mean?
see much. Like I didn't see enough from Carlos Olberg to go. He's going to be in there with fucking Yuri's pressure,
Right.
even Jamal Hill's boxing pressure. Like I think they did. Carlos Olberg fight Khalil Roundtree yet?
No.
They
Don't
need to
think
book
so.
that shit right now.
Yeah.
Oh no, Khalil's fighting Jamal Hill. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Damn. But
No.
I mean, to be fair, light heavyweight. Oh man, it's in a rough spot now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
rough.
It's
I mean,
dark times.
yeah, dude.
We're back to dark times at 205. We were in dark times at 205 when Jan was champion.
Yeah,
That was some
we're
of the
back in
worst.
dark times again, dude.
Yeah, we're back in dark times again. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
literally, the number one contender has lost his last 2 of 3 fights, right? Or 2 of 4 fights.
who's that?
Yuri.
Well, he's not the number one contender. Alex would be the number one
Oh
contender.
yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, if Yuri's the number one contender
Well, he's lost to the number one contender twice.
yeah.
And he beat Jamal Hill, which is so he's probably number 2, Yuri.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I mean, not just an uneventful fight in my opinion between these two. I think I like it. I like the idea behind it as far as the UFC is concerned. Like, you gave and I agree with your point. To your point, the UFC gave Carlos Ulberg an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the co-main event of a fight night to go out and put on a spectacular performance to, prove at 13-1 that he belongs, in that conversation
Yep.
of number one contenders and title fights and all that. And he just didn't do it.
No, he
He
definitely
just didn't
didn't.
do it. And
He's
I don't
big
know.
as shit though, dude.
He's
My
huge.
God.
Right.
He's
I don't know
super
if
tall
that's
and big,
just
dude.
because it's Jan or, Jan gives everybody tough fights, dude. I just think it's tough to judge anybody's fight off
Yeah, I know.
what they do against Jan.
I need to see Olberg against a very aggressive, like volume fighter.
Give him Yuri. Give him Rakic.
Yeah, Yuri or Rakic might be a good fight for. Well, Rakic probably is a little bit behind him, right? What is Rakic?
Yeah.
But
I
Yuri
don't
wouldn't
know
be bad.
rankings.
I mean, may as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Coming off a win against Jan. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad matchup. So, and that kind of gets him into the conversation again with a win, I mean, he wins fights. He's 13-1. He's on a heater too. So,
yeah.
And then thank God, the Trailblazer,
Holland.
loudmouth,
bro.
Kevin
Loudmouth.
Holland gets a fucking W. Yes.
He looked good too.
Yeah, dude. I think, and I don't think he wants to fight at welterweight, but I just think he should.
Yeah.
I think he should.
Looks a lot better at welterweight.
Yeah, he's better. He seems a lot better at welterweight.
Yeah, those other guys are just a little bit too big for him, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think he always seems to look a lot better at 170 than he does against opponents at 185. I know it's easier for him to make 185. Obviously, you're not cutting an extra 15 pounds.
No.
But he looks a lot better.
He'll be fighting
against
again in
those
the next
guys.
3 months, I'm sure.
Well, he said if it's at 185, he
Yeah.
can do that. You know what I mean? 170s, he can't be as active, which I understand.
Sure.
But, like, how active do you need to be? Like, this is the thing. Like, we've come to rely on these guys, like the Alex Pereira and, that's fighting 4 times and saving cards and stepping in. And, like, Kevin Holland's kind of that guy, too. Like, Kevin Holland will fight often and whoever they put in front of him.
Well, he
whether
did
it's
say he did say that he's finally at the point in his career where he's makes enough money to where he doesn't have to fight as much, but he does spend a lot of money, so he needs to fight to keep up with that lifestyle. Hey, hunting is
Yeah.
it's expensive, dude.
Can be. Yeah, can be. So yeah, man, I mean, I don't know what's next for him. I'm just glad that he got a win. I think, it's hard to predict like his next opponent, because it's so
Sure.
unpredictable. His next opponent could be fucking anybody. They could give him a UFC debuter next for all we know, dude. Like, it
Sure,
seems
or he
like,
could be fighting fucking Khamzat Chimaev on a
yeah,
short
yeah,
notice, dude.
yeah,
Again,
sure,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah,
who knows, dude? It's crazy.
yeah. And then so look, great performance by him. Great to see him get back in the win column.
You want to take a moment of silence for the next one?
RIP to Molly McCann's career. She laid down the gloves. They gave her, I saw what you said, and it's fucked up. But they gave
dude.
Molly McCann a better send off than they gave Stipe, which is
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
crazy,
given
dude.
everybody a better send off than Stipe.
I know, right? Dude,
It's
but
ridiculous.
somebody in one of the comments when I posted that, and I said, "Damn, they gave Molly McCann a better send off than Stipe," and then they responded, "Well, yeah, when they gave Stipe the mic, all he did was go bye." I was like, "Damn, that's fucked up."
Yeah.
But then you go back and watch it, and Stipe doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true though. They
Yep.
did, but no one really who cares, dude?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, she retired. She's 14-8. She's getting older. Yeah, I don't, there's no reason. If she just wanted to hang around, she could hang around, but now, you're getting
she should have never picked that belt up and gotten to the octagon with it.
That was that chick's UFC debut. So you're getting submitted by debuters now.
A debuter, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's time to go. It's time to go. And that chick got in the UFC, by the way, by winning a decision on the Contender Series. So,
gross.
But then she goes out, submits Molly McCann. So shout out to her. Chris Duncan, guillotine choke Jordan Vucenic.
Shout out to Chris Duncan. Nice little rebound there.
Yeah, for sure.
He was a heavy underdog too.
Yeah. Same with Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood got a unanimous decision over Morgan Charrier, the Pirate. And I know Charrier was a heavy favorite too, I think.
Yeah,
right?
He was. Yeah.
Charrier's a fucking favorite in every fight he has, I feel like.
Yeah, and he's 20-11.
Right. He's 1-2 in his last 3. He's 2-2 in the UFC. But every fight he's like this huge favorite. Like, is he just like a really super skilled guy that just isn't living up to his potential? Or is it like, is he really just not as good as people think he is?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
20-11, I agree.
Woods.
I mean,
it was literally decision after decision after that.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the only thing I'll interrupt you on was the man, I do not know how to say Kavanaugh's first name. It's got an apostrophe in the middle.
It's got to be like Boner, but Loner.
It's
Lonier.
not. It's not. It's like
Lonoir?
Dude, I don't know what they were saying last night. There was like somehow a V in the middle of it or something.
Lonvier.
Dude, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, dude. We're going to have to listen to Bisping say it back because he was saying it to perfection with the English accent.
Like English accent, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, how do they get that pronunciation off of that name? Dude, that fight was entertaining as fuck.
I think I may have missed that fight.
Oh, dude. He got hit. Well, first off, Felipe Dos Santos is a what's the gym? Charles Oliveira shoot box or
shoebox, yeah,
or whatever.
Judo, Brazil.
He trains with Charles Oliveira. He's good. I mean, they're both really fucking good. Kavanaugh undefeated. Obviously, he got the decision win. I think it was the right decision too. There was some people that disagreed, but in my opinion, he had 6.5 minutes of control time and was active. Like he was 4 for 6 on takedown, 6.5 minutes of control time. He got outstruck, but not by a ton, and he had more significant strikes than Dos Santos, though. 4 or 6 takedowns, like I said. Like, he got him down and did damage on the ground while he was there. I just think he had the bigger shots, the heavier shots. He had the takedowns, the control time. I think it was a good decision. But I mean, it's a tough fight, man. He got hit with an elbow up against the cage. I think at the end of the first round, it split him open like in his hairline.
Yeah.
There was blood everywhere the whole fight. It was just like a small cut, but dude, it was just dripping the whole fight, blood everywhere.
Yeah,
And
I had to have missed that fight because I don't recall it.
Dos Santos was wearing white shorts that were red.
Covered.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, great. That was entertaining as fuck. That fight was awesome. Marcin Tybura gets a unanimous decision over Mick Parkin. That does seem to be pretty unanimously controversial. Yeah.
Yeah, man. First of all, what the fuck, UFC? Now we have to sit here and give Marcin Tybura another fight because he's back in the win column again. Like,
Yeah.
bro, who's he gonna fight? Is he gonna fight Sergey Pavlovich or Sergey Spivak for the 75th time?
Right, sure.
Like, what are we doing here, boys? Like,
Yeah.
Mick Parkins was undefeated, bro. They could have gave the guy a win, man. Like, we need something, bro. Heavyweight's struggling right now.
Heavyweight is struggling, yeah. There is one fight we can make at heavyweight, though, that'll be the biggest fight of all time.
Yeah, but for some reason, we're still waiting. Tick-tock.
John Jones needs 6 months, dude.
I mean,
from, I guess, the time they signed the fight, not 2 years ago when the fight was supposed to happen. He's already had 2 years, but I guess he needs 6 months.
Dude, he's going to Conor McGregor this shit, dude.
Yeah, I love John Jones, but like what they're allowing to happen is really bad.
Yeah, we've had 2 heavyweight champions for 2 years.
Yeah, well, technically Aspinall's not a champion, but
I mean interim, but
he's not anymore. There's not an interim champion after you crown an undisputed in New York last November.
They still call him the interim champ.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how there's an interim champion if you call a guy the undisputed whatever.
Let's see. Do the rankings say interim champ? Yep, they sure do.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense. Christian Leroy Duncan, CLD, gets a decision over Andre Pulayev. Pulayev fucking ran around in a circle and avoided CLD the entire time.
I mean, he got 30-27, so.
Yeah, he got 30-26.
Yeah.
One judge.
Yeah, by one judge, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
fight I did watch.
I think everybody was hoping for a CLD knockout, which if that dude chose to actually fight instead of run around, I think it probably would have happened.
For sure.
But, yeah, I mean, like you said, a lot of decisions. Aside from the Kavanaugh one, none of them were great. And then, dude, fight of the night, man. I'm telling you, Sean O'Bannon, armbar over Puya Tomar. India MMA is maybe the worst country.
Yeah.
So yeah, India MMA may be the worst fucking country for MMA. Potentially.
It's definitely struggling right now. I think
Yeah.
they've only had 2 wins out of like 8 fights or something.
Yeah. Sean O'Bannon, so we disagreed on this fight. You thought this fight was dog shit.
Yeah, dude, they both suck.
I don't disagree that my only point to you was that the ending of that fight was crazy and it was entertaining.
Yeah, but dude, you say that because there was a finish, obviously. But
yeah,
dude,
she got
Sean
fucking
O'Bannon
head kicked.
got fucking head kick knockdown. Then low IQ fucking Indian Jalen Turner over here fucking couldn't get the finish, and then she gets submitted. Like, bro, we got one girl who was almost about to die, and then the other girl who did die.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, that's what a performance, dude. You almost get knocked out, and then get your wits about you, and end up locking up a fucking armbar. I mean, granted, she was out of the armbar and then put herself back into the armbar.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But still, I'm just saying the exchange was wild. Also, it's not going to work against really probably pretty much most
Anybody
of
but
the
her.
elite that division, but that her karate style is interesting. It's just interesting.
All she did was literally push kick the whole
She's
time.
a point fighter. That's karate, dude.
Bro.
She's I will say, you show me how you fucking throw like 4 kicks in a row while hopping forward on your left foot like she was doing. That shit's hard.
Yeah, but dude,
It's hard. It's impressive. That's all I'm saying.
That's all
It's
we
impressive. It's a unique style that you don't see, which made it interesting. And then she was somehow able to finish with jiu-jitsu after getting her fucking head kicked off her shoulders. Because that was a hard head kick.
I can't believe she won that fight.
I can't either. It's insane, bro. It's insane.
And somehow she's 7-1.
Yeah, she's 7-1. She lost her UFC debut, but she's won two since then.
Yeah.
And just got her first finish in the UFC. So, listen, she's
Give
here to
her
stay,
Zhang
dude.
Weili.
She's here to stay. Loughran, Nathan Fletcher. This I thought was a robbery. I mean, it was a close fight, but it was split decision. They gave it to Loughran from Ireland. I didn't agree. I didn't agree at all. Loughran had one of the most quotable moments at the end of that fight. And he said his brother's his coach or whatever in his corner. And his brother, he said, my brother told me you got to marab him.
Oh.
Just marab him. So, and he was saying that meaning like he's going to go out there and just try to hold on to him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He did no damage. He had almost half the total strikes. He had half the significant strikes. He had half the head strikes. He had half the body strikes.
Takedowns?
He had a sixth of the leg. Dude, okay, so he was 6 of 12 for takedowns. But control time was 5:58 to 4:14. It wasn't even an overly lopsided control time.
Yeah, that was robbery.
We have to stop rewarding fighters for doing no damage. For years before these boring wrestlers took over the sport, we heard and we were told that damage is the number one criteria for how you score a fight, correct? They still say it, yet somehow we give it to guys who do absolutely no damage. Like, and he's doing it intentionally. So what he admitted in the octagon afterwards is, I'm going to marab him. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there and do absolutely no damage. Like, what the fuck what are we talking about? Cut him. That's what I say. Fucking cut him, dude.
Cut him, dude.
If you're
you
gonna
don't say you're going to marab him. And
if you admit to that shit,
man, I love this.
Fucking cut him, dude. And then you had Kutsaladze lost a decision to Fernandez. That was a good fight, though. Good starting fight for the card, but just a lot of decisions. Not a lot of great moments. Not a great card. I mean, we got to start being honest with ourselves here and call a spade a spade. That was a bad card. The biggest moment was the Sean Brady's performance.
Sure. Absolutely.
And that has, obviously title implications to it. So there's a lot to talk about there.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. It was a shitty fight card. We can hopefully look forward to next weekend because granted the names aren't massive, but Mexico tends to always put on a pretty decent card, in my opinion. I don't know if that's just me, but they typically put on a great fight performance. But yeah, so next weekend we got, the Mexico card. And like I was saying, Mexico cards typically don't disappoint. I feel like we always get wars, we always get scraps, and they really overload it with Mexican fighters, which is pretty awesome. And I just have a feeling this one's going to be good. Doesn't really have the best of the name, like the biggest of names, but it has what's needed to make a good card. You got Brandon Moreno, Steve Erceg as the main event.
Yeah.
You got Kevin Gastelum, Joe Pyfer, even though that's really not a Mexico fight, but our Mexican fight, it's still a great fight.
I guess Gastelum claims Mexico. Or Gastelum's
Manuel
Mexican.
Torres, Drew Dober is the co-main event. That's going to be a scrap. You got Rahul Rojas Jr. on there. David Martinez. There's a lot of good. Edgar Chavez, dude, the guy that fought at the Sphere.
Yeah, Ronaldo Rodriguez. He's the one that wears one of those little fucking weird hats, flyweights against Kevin
Christian
Borjas.
Rodriguez versus Costa. That's going to be a good fight, man.
Yeah, C-Rod, yeah.
So there's definitely some
Lupe
decent
Godinez.
Fights on there. Lupe Godinez, yeah. So it's definitely set up to be a pretty solid fight night. Like I said,
I would agree, actually,
Mexico cards are always pretty decent. There's always good scraps. I do favor Moreno over Erceg. So
I would agree with that.
I think we're all in agreement on that.
Excited for see what Pyfer can do against Gastelum as a pretty heavy favorite after seeing what Sean Brady was able to do to Leon. So I want to see if Joe Pyfer can come out and
do the same thing.
Have a banger performance against a tough guy.
Yeah, man. But enough fighting. Let's talk about something that I personally am very passionate about. Something that kind of got my passion into fighting, and that's NCAA wrestling, or wrestling in general. What a beautiful fucking weekend for wrestling. First and foremost, shout out to our homies over there in Maryland who fucking came out and showed up. Shout out to Jackson Smith, All-American, first All-American for Maryland in like 7 years, I think. Shout out to the homie, man. Good fucking job. Turned out he placed 6th at the NCAA championship, which is very, very good. Just think, you're top 6 in the world at 184 pounds, man. That's incredible, man. But overall, the story of the night, or the story of the weekend, for one, was Carter Sirachi is now a 5-time NCAA wrestling champion for the first time in the history of wrestling. So shout out to him. That's incredible. I mean, you don't see that. You probably may never see that in the guy.
Yeah.
What's next for him, we don't know. It could be MMA, could be an Olympic run, could be whatever he wants to do, honestly. I mean, the Olympics are 2028, so he has a little bit of time to prepare for that, I think, is what they were saying. But he still has leaned a little bit towards following his another colleague of his, Bo Nickel, into MMA. And
exciting.
Whatever he wants to do, there's not a guy on the planet at his weight class that's going to out wrestle him. So maybe except for Bo Nickel would be his only competition.
I'd like to see him and Bo Nickel go at it for sure.
So, but the real story of the weekend, which we'll highlight some champions, but I think it's some would say is the biggest upset in NCAA wrestling history, and that's Wyatt Hendrickson upsetting Gable Steveson in the heavyweight finals last night. In the last 30 seconds, getting the takedown, getting the win after everyone was expecting Gable to come out there, win a natty again, and just like ride off in the sunset.
Yeah.
But Wyatt Hendrickson had other plans, man. And it kind of started too. It was kind of cool. One thing, Trump was in the house.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even realize that Wyatt was a lieutenant in the military. So it was in the Air Force, which is even cooler because he came out with the flag on his shoulder. He came in ready to go, and then he wins. And first thing he does when he wins is stand up, salute Trump, go over, shake his hand. They have a good moment. It's just good for America. It's good for wrestling. Like, I hate when people were bringing the politics into it last night. They were all trying to say like you had some people who were like, oh, Elon's there. Oh, Trump's there. Oh, this is there. But it's like, you realize how big this is for the sport of wrestling.
Yeah,
wrestling doesn't get enough credit, man. I mean, it doesn't. But man, I sat down from Thursday to Saturday and watched wrestling all week.
Yeah.
The
fact you get that huge upset, that's getting, I mean, just enormous views. Enormous amounts of views. Let's watch it real quick. I pulled it up. Let's watch it. Please.
30 seconds left. Oh, he to the leg this time. He's signed off. Oh, we're going to get big here. On a high crotch. And he's running down.
Look at the crowd behind him.
Can you believe this? Henderson with the 3. Game him out hustle. The Olympic champ is about to lose. It's 13 seconds. This could be it. Oh my goodness. The biggest upset in the history of the NCAA. Could this be it? Yes.
Oh my goodness. Look how crazy the crowd is, bro.
I know.
It gives me chills, bro, to watch that.
Yeah. That's his dad.
Beautiful.
Look at his
moment,
dad's
man.
face. Unbelievable, dude.
Beautiful moment. I mean,
Like,
there's
I
nothing
mean-
better than that, man.
Yeah, that was insane.
And,
That
and
was
to
freaking
people
insane.
who don't watch wrestling, like, just to put that in comparison, Gable Stevenson is a Pan American gold medalist, an Olympic gold medalist. I want to say a 3-time national
think
champion.
two-time, yeah.
2-time national champion.
Yeah.
One of the greatest, if not the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah.
One of the top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it literally gives me chills just thinking
Yeah.
about it. But
That's why I had to pull it up and watch it. And even if you're just listening to the podcast on Spotify or Apple or wherever, you should be able to kind of clue into the audio. If you haven't seen that ending to that match yet, help yourself. Go watch it. I mean, there's a bunch of different clips of it too. The whole thing. You can watch the whole thing. You can find a bunch of different clips on the internet. Like you said, he gets up, he stands to attention. He does the salute to Trump. Yeah, it just
all-time moment.
unbelievable, bro. Fucking believable. Yeah.
But shout out to, I mean, Penn State had a rough weekend, man. They really did. They only crowned 2 national champions.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. Just to put this into perspective, just think about the statement you're about to make, because saying Penn State had a rough weekend, they also won the national championship.
They did. They won.
They
the team
crowned
title.
and crowned 2 national champions, and we're like, they had a fucking rough weekend.
They
Like,
did,
that.
dude.
That just goes to show you how disgustingly good that team is.
Yeah.
To win the team title and crown 2 national champions is a bad weekend.
It's a bad weekend, dude. They did though. I mean, Nebraska had the weekend of their lives, man. They also crowned 2 national champions, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then even like Oklahoma State looked phenomenal. I'm super excited for them next year. They're going to be a really good team. Iowa only crowned 1 national champion. Nebraska crowned 2. Penn State crowned 2. Ohio State had 1. Illinois had 1, and NC State had 1. I will say this: they did make a change last night. ESPN came out and they moved the 184 match to the first match of the night, which a lot of people were upset about that. They didn't know how it was going to be, but it was kind of a good thing, honestly, because one, Carter Shirachi comes out, first match of the national championship or the national title match, and wins, gets the fifth title, and then the 125 match was just boring.
Sure.
So it's kind of like good thing that started it out, because for the average casual watching it, that would have, the 125 would have been the first thing they saw, and they'd have been like, "Yeah, this sucks."
Dude, I will tell you, the kid Antrell Taylor from Nebraska, I think he's the 157. He won the 157 title. Yo, I love that kid.
Yeah, dude.
That kid's a dog.
Yeah, he had his
dude,
that match was awesome.
Yeah, I fucking love that kid. He's a beast.
And then Mitchell Messenbrook out of Penn State, undefeated season, national title. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was good. A lot of upsets, man. A lot of upsets, man. A lot of teams, a lot of guys who you would think were going to be great or was going to win a national title. Man, you saw a lot of number 1 contenders wrestling for 3rd and 4th place, man. A lot of number 2 contenders wrestling for 3rd and 4th place. Like, you saw a lot of that. So very, very, very awesome, weekend for wrestling. This was one of the best years I think I've watched. just from everything that came about it, everything that happened. So, again, you don't get things like this. And if you're a casual, I'm sorry, but to enjoy wrestling like I do, man, it was a great weekend.
What do you think about to keep it on wrestling, but to kind of go in a different direction, what do you think about people that say that they should adjust slightly to not compete with March Madness as hard? Like they should move it somehow or tweak it in a way to where, like, this weekend, which is the biggest weekend in NCAA wrestling all year, is the same weekend as March Madness. And
I think it's okay where it's at, because NCAA is always during the round of 64 and the round of 32. So it really doesn't get to the Elite Eight, Final Four national title for March Madness. So it's kind of like a ramp up, dude. You go right off of exciting wrestling right into the Elite Eight.
I think the argument would be that you could massively grow the sport if it was 2 weeks earlier, 3 weeks earlier, and you would have people watching that as opposed to, I was out.
Well, I do think I think a big reason why they do it, or maybe they do it, is because they know that basketball is getting a lot of traction. So you're already tuned into some sort of sports. So it's not uncommon for you to click over to watch another,
it kind of is. That's flawed logic. Like, you're competing with for viewers. You know what I mean?
True.
So if there's a finite amount of viewers, a majority of them are going to be watching college basketball.
Yeah, but that arena was sold out, brother.
18,000. I mean, that's a lot, but dude, you got to think bigger. Like 18, yeah, it's great, but it's hindering the growth is my point. I see it. I see it. Like, cause, and I want you to see it from my perspective. So I'm in Connecticut, right? Friday night, go to the hotel bar. Once I got back from the casino, cause restaurants open, I can get something to eat, sit down, wrestling's on the TV, right? I'm like, cool. Sick. I'll sit here, watch wrestling. I lost count, and I had to give it up because I lost count on how many dudes came up and went, the fuck are we doing watching wrestling? Put basketball on. They don't even care what game's on. It's March Madness. Put a game on.
Ah, dude. See,
this happened. This is real. This is what people are doing.
Sure.
You're saying because you have a bias towards wrestling.
Sure.
But what I'm telling you is to grow the sport, competing with one of the biggest sporting events of the entire year.
Maybe they just move it up a week.
Yeah, I would say doing it when they're doing it. It's not bad for the sport, but it's not helping it grow to be as massive as it should be.
Sure.
There should be.
Wrestling has never been the most popular sport.
But why? But it's more popular now than it's ever been.
Sure, and especially after this week.
And when you have moments like that, why would you not want because, dude, the NCAA wrestling tournament and wrestling championships is a massive factory for moments like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd want as many people seeing that as possible, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a moment like that on a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody's going to see that on Friday on the internet, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. And they're going to go, oh, shit, I'm going to watch him. I'm going to turn that on. Or they're going to be scrolling their TV. And instead of seeing, St. John's, Arkansas, they're going to see men's Division I wrestling championships. And they're going to go, oh, shit, I saw that thing earlier. You know what I mean? You're going to have more eyeballs on it just because you're not competing with the biggest fucking sporting event of the year with basketball. It's just something to think about. Because I think if they do it and they're not competing with the basketball tournament, I think it's limitless how big college wrestling could be. I think you could create so many new fans.
I will say it's definitely getting bigger year by year.
Every year. Yep.
So
Every year, man.
it is. And now with the NIL coming, kind of moving into wrestling, like some of these like heavy hitters, the Bo Bassett's of the world, you
Yeah.
know, they're going to start bringing more and more and more and more fans over to
You,
wrestling.
you got to take advantage of when you have these superstars, dude. You got to take advantage that people know who they are. They know their names. They're popular outside of just your hardcore wrestling fan base.
I will say
You know what
this:
I mean?
women's NCAA Wrestling Championship will be bigger than anything the WNBA is going to put out. So,
Yeah, yeah.
mark my words.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, a great weekend for combat
Yeah.
sports. Great weekend for wrestling. Great weekend for the Over the Octagon podcast, man. I'm just blessed to do this every single week with you and Nick.
Amen.
Like it's just, you know, we got so much potential over the next few years to just do whatever we want, man.
Yeah.
Be
Shout out
whatever
Joe
we wanna
Giannetti
be.
again, man.
Shout
Great
out Joe.
Great fucking win, kid.
Giannetti. Shout out Joe Poirier too. Joey
Yeah.
Guns. Good win over there in Cage Titans. We was
yes.
watching, boy.
Yeah.
You know, there was a
Nice
lot going on,
submission.
but damn it, we tried to keep track of all the homies.
Dude, Saturday night was buck wild. There was so
I
much
know.
shit happening. I'm in the LFA event watching UFC fights, fucking switching to wrestling. Like, dude, it was a lot. It was
Yep.
a lot. A lot happening.
But man,
But yeah, man, we'll see y'all next week. We'll try to get something else going. But if you haven't already, go check out the vlog for LFA 204
what
that I
time
put
is
out.
next week's fight card? 7
that's
p.m.
good.
main card.
Okay, a little earlier start again. Not
Yep.
quite as early, but not as late as a pay-per-view. So, but yeah, either way, make sure you check that out. UFC Mexico City. And I agree. Looking at that card, just, you know, at face value, I think you're going to have some banger fights. Hopefully we're
Absolutely.
not disappointed.
Absolutely.
But anyway, man, let's get out of here.
Hey.
See y'all next week.
Let's go.
Go check out the vlog. Subscribe to the YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Like the video. Appreciate y'all. Turn on automatic downloads. Follow if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Love y'all. Peace.